Okay, I'm going to talk to you about something that is a little bit unusual, but I think it is necessary for some of you to get this message out. It's pretty crazy, but if you think about it, the world is crazy. And so sometimes when you work with energies, you need to ask yourself, how clear are my own energies, and what are your intentions of the energies you're working with? And so today I would work with some energies which requires all the elements, and I would lose my Star of David of silver. I would lose it. And I've been annoyed ever since this happened earlier today. Then I thought, I wonder why there are so few people who are not curious. Oh my God, it's right in front of my face. Why there are so few people who are talking about it, like it's a Jewish star, Star of David, Key of Solomon, all sorts of things, or even thinking that it's something that the Jews invented. Sorry, it's a little late, and no, I'm not high. I wish maybe, but okay. Here is another version, also known as yantra. Okay, so this will represent 9 levels of consciousness, apparently. And yeah, it's quite psychedelic actually. Need no colors. So the reason, which is, it's quite ironic because people would freak out when they see this. Pythagoras, he broke down this star, just like you can break down the Fibonacci spiral, and you have a specific vibration, a sound vibration. La 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 la. So you could literally pluck those pieces of that star into an instrument, and you can play it. And it's a whole science behind this star, which is incredible. And it's in this way. If you see, anyone seen Warlock with from the 80s, the Warlock anyway. He's a witch, okay? He's a badass witch who is serving Samael. And people who knew about it, they would draw this pentagram in order to ward him off. It is to ward off evil, actually. It's like doing this, or like doing the Hamsa, to have this star. I have no clue if there are any evil spirits who see this pentagram and says, oh, pentagram is like crucifix. Oh my God, the vampires. Oh my God, it's a crucifix. Oh, I have phobia. I don't think it's quite that simple. The star here, also known as, I'll show you my table here, tetragrammaton, which is a word for God. It's a Hebrew concept of God to show or explain that God has really no name. God can't have any name. So tetragrammaton is a description of those words, the letters that would, I believe that is Yahweh. And so the people who start calling Yahweh, and then derived again, we have Jehovah. And then people are walking around thinking that God's name is Jehovah. Yeah, that's right. People are not doing their homework properly. Yeah, I wish I knew more. Seems like I do have a few things to lighten people up with. This is not something that I just taking out from the blue. And most of it is actually pure logic, except this thing, which does not sound very logic. But I'll explain to you why we are using the hexagram in magic. This is not me, but everyone else. It's a trap. It's a trap. So it ain't exactly as comfortable as you think it is in many ways. It's in one way it is also known as the Merkaba. So if we have it in 3D, we have all a Merkaba field around us that is spinning. So this is apparently according to the ancient Vedas and all people who are into spirituality knows about the holy Merkaba. Kaaba, meaning you have Kabbalah, Mer also meaning ocean. So the ocean, the sea, the water would be a bridge in between those two worlds, which is Shiva and Kali, or the spirit and what is flesh, the illusion. What is real and what is unreal. This is not real. I have to be a little bit careful as I'm not falling out of my own structure here. So Mer is actually one form of mar from Latin also, which is the ocean, which is also mother. The ocean is our mother. We are being born from the ocean or the water. We come from water and we are delivered into the docks. Doctor. Yeah. And so everything flesh, everything physical is created through water, which is the bridge between the two worlds. This is why drinking water, myself, I'm slamming my face now every morning in a bucket of cold water, ice water, and I keep my face there for as long as possible. Pretty funky, huh? You wake up. All kinds of water, and this is why we also charge the water. You can think of it as a liquid crystal, and it's been here on Earth for billions of years. It's reused. So how is this star tetrahedron connected to the water? Honestly, that part I don't know, but ka meaning dark, meaning mouth, also meaning cube, ba meaning body. All these syllables have different kinds of meaning to them. So in connection we have the body of the cube here, and somehow it's also connected to mother or the ocean. There are probably also other things that is connected to mer, and you know, one syllable alone can have so many meanings that you're getting lost. So what is important for you is that you understand the origin of each letter, the vibration of each letter, and what they are emitting from you or to you, because we are all affected. And this is our main vibration that affects us. Yes, we are all trapped. This is a soul trap, it's a spirit trap, and we are all trapped in this cube. It's also known as the matrice, matrice. It's also connected to the word mother. And it's illusion, it's the samsara, it is the maya, and it's connected to the planet Saturn. So on top of the planet Saturn, I've been speaking about this before, and I promise you I'll go a little deeper. Around this planet, you can see from NASA yourself, you will see not the star alone, but you will see the contours around it, the strokes. So you get this, you find it everywhere in nature, this beehive cube symbol, okay? And luckily, I pulled out these cards here, which are connected to the Kabbalistic tree of life. You can actually see the cube in this sign here. Have a good look, take a picture, or you can also Google the cube. So around each component that is visible or connected to the very understanding of existence, there is a Merkaba field. Because this is density. It's created within a framework. Okay, so what does Saturn has to do with this? Why is Saturn so important? Well, what is going on here is that the nomad, which is also known as the soul, is monadic. If you have let's say we have a cube here, it could be Saturn, right? So what happens is that on top of Saturn, apparently there is an eye on the bottom of Saturn, like, I don't know, I haven't checked it out, but I think this is far more interesting because this is on top of the planet. Around it we have rings, and this is why we have the cult of Saturn, Saturn worship. Jesus, Muhammad, Islam, Christianity, all this come from the god El, Saturn. This is also Kali, the mother of the illusion, flesh. So our soul would go through somehow, I'm not sure it's quite literally, we are somehow transmuted from spirit, and we are transmuted into flesh through this energy here, which is actually, we see it as a wall, but it might as well just, it is like a huge Merkaba field. What is happening is that when you're trapping a soul, this one is back actually much better. It's a hypercube, multi-dimensional hypercube. And this is your mind, which is trapped within this, which is part of the building components of the very body that you possess. It's not you, it's an illusion. You also see the flower of life here. Try to construct it a few times, and then, because this is not something the human mind really could understand, but your soul will. And what happens is that, even I wonder about this, when you die, everyone have their own answer and belief system in what's going to happen when you die. But what nobody knows is that, is your soul as well trapped within this hypercube? We do have entities around us which have a higher vibration. So this is also consciousness, vibration. Low vibrational consciousness, people who are exceptionally negative because they suffer and they only see what is wrong with the world and wrong with the people around them, and, you know, everything from psychopathy, narcissism in survival mode into, okay, half lovers, what we call them, like Rumi said, don't go for the half lovers, into people who are starting to believe that there might be something more, which is actually the first initiation, where your consciousness will start to light up. Second initiation, I accept that there is something more, because you start to become sensory, extrasensory. You start to feel that there is something more. You start to see signs from the universe, and that there is synchronicity between you and the universe. And so you can actually communicate it by being a channel yourself. And in the beginning you will doubt yourself, because that is the programming. Why do you think, and I asked this question lately a lot, why do you think most people are right-handed? You think that is the evolution? That we are not equally at good, can use the both hands equally, and our facial structure, our aging, or that they are different. They are aging differently. They look different. One foot can be shorter than the other. But usually what we see is that most people are right-handed. It's like this side. I highly suggest that all of you start to train up your left side of your body. So you can start to activate that side, which is connected to this side of the brain. So Mr. Morg, he is talking about something I was actually myself, I have explained to other people exactly this phenomena, and then he would bring it up, the ant phenomena. And it goes like this. We think there are no space aliens or other kinds of entities around us because we can't see them. Well, do you think that an ant in an ant colony can see you and understand you when you're getting close to an ant? Do you think it can look at you and say, oh my God, that's a giant human right there, run? No, it can't understand what you are. It have a different sensory field. It's not even afraid of you. It doesn't understand. There are tiny ants running around here. They are too small to even comprehend what I am. This is microcosmos where I am actually like a demigod to them. I have the power to smash them. I have the power to respect this kind of life and tell them, ask them gently to move away. And so it will move, like you seen this sign. We've seen Baphomet sit like this, and we see in Christian symbolics, we see it everywhere, where spiritual guide will sit like this. But it means as above, so below. What is up there? We are created in the image of El. We are created in the image of God. Now, how literal is that? The Jewish God? I'm not sure. Saturn is something I would worship alone, one planet. So when we're talking about angels and archangels, they are, most of them, not all of them. This is Malkuth. This is this kingdom, portrayed as an angel also, or as a separate consciousness. Malkuth is this kingdom. Keta, which is the crown. This is Kabbalah, the tree of life, and inside the tree of life you can find most of the geometrical structure that you can think about. Kushiel, angel of punishment. Isn't that nice to know that we have an angel of God, El, Saturn, which is here to punish you. Raphael, healing of God, oh, how nice, Saturn is healing you. I'd rather prefer Neptune, if I'm going to be honest with you. Neptune is also known as Christ consciousness, which is an equivalent to Krishna. Krish, the word, the syllable, the sound of vibration itself, meaning dark, meaning black. The dark one. But Christ consciousness is elevated, and Neptune is all about compassion. So people who are born, who have their sun sign in Leo, they're elevated in Neptune. So in the beginning, the sun is the ego. After some time, when they are gone through the process of the hangman in the tarot cards, they will make the sacrifice which is needed, which would go from the karmic path into the path of the Dharma, and from there they will be elevated in Neptune, according to the scriptures, that is. Yes, I do read books. So if you can picture a cube, and that there actually are species around us that are far, it could be far larger than us in size also. That's very possible. But the point is here that we can't register them, because just like the ants, we are lab rats. We are tiny little creatures who are living in a cage. And some of us can't get out of this soul trap of the matrix. I have experienced myself in very lucid dreamings. I experienced parallel versions of myself, and in one parallel version I would be some kind of engineer. I would building some kind of a cube structure, but below water, under the water, inside the water, on the bottom of the ocean, or some kind of things. Like it was, if you think about it, the link between water and manifestation, there is something there. But I completely understood what I was building. I knew what it was, I knew exactly what I was doing. But I woke up from this lucid dream, I had no clue. It's outside the reach of this brain. I'm not even sure we are using the entire spectrum of the brain. And some part of the brain is shut down. And I can remember being a baby. I get as far back as 1 year old. And that's another subject. So I can explain to you what needs to be done. What needs to be done. But the thing is that, I don't know if you've seen the movies The Cube, and you see this Tesseract, I believe that's the name, in the second Cube movie. It's creepy fun. This old woman would point, we are inside a Tesseract. And you will see that it's a hypercube. There are dimensions within the cube which would reflect the outer field and the inner field, and so on and so on. And you can be very confused by just thinking about it. And when you look outside for answers, you will see there is no answers, because you are part of the God here. You're part of the God mind. By being in the illusion of you have separated yourself from God, and therefore we suffer because we are alone, and we will find small parts, small goodies within this hyperspace that can perhaps drowse us down. Now there are vibrations that are literally put up around on this excellent place, that are created solely for the purpose of keeping your vibrations low and keeping you so distracted that you never focus even on your own breath. Trust me, there are lots of mouth breathers out there. You don't want to go there. We have a nose, and that nose is meant to filter out all the shit that we are breathing. The mouth is for eating, the nose is for breathing. So what is it that can enhance your energies? Well, first of all, the vibrations around us, they are pulling you down. If you go up to the mountaintop, where there are no signals sending out from any tower or any kind of radiations, we also have a lot of sound pollution. I know India is a very big country that is are very for being so spiritual and reading the Vedas and all that shit, thinking that you can drive around and just push this sound, toot 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 toot, sound pollution. It's literally affecting your vibration. This is also why we get annoyed. Because someone are coming and screaming into your ear, your vibe will go like, fuck, what's going on? You'll either be angry or scared or freak out, and instinctively you will slap those. Why do you think there's so much aggressive energy in the traffic in general? You become more aggressive. People are literally slamming their hands. There's so much sound pollution. So sound or cymatics is one of the sciences you want to know about, because you want to vibrate correctly. The other thing is that you want to have the correct mindset, and that is to stay away from people who do not understand these basic principles of how to, what kind of, it's, you know, one of the cards would say, it's not a seahorse, it's perspective. Yeah, so I know I lost my start teacher here today, but I also know every time you lose something, you are creating a void, and as long as you accept it, you can literally say thank you, something new will come. You're always abundant. You always have what you need. And if you are in that mindset that no, I don't have what I need this to become more happy, and when I get that job, this will happen, you will always be in lack of something, and you will be stuck inside this, trust me, for an eternity. And so there are some souls that have managed to ascend out from this hypercube. How? The key is right here, the ER key, which I offer now as a teaching. I cannot bring you all the way there, but I teach you a few moves. So ER literally meaning earth, and key also meaning earth. You can also refer to prana. This is one of the most strong magnetic fields that we possess in our bodies, also known as chakra, a wheel. You could also think of it as I'm going to use the green one, a sphere. When we're talking about the heart, we're a little bit like, that love stuff, I'm war and hate, bitches and hoes. Well, sorry dude, but the heart is the doorway, it's a portal. You also have a Merkaba field around it, and you can see the symbol of the heart, different chakras, how the heart chakra look like. I don't possess any images here right now. I do somewhere probably. Also known as Anahata, An meaning heaven. That's literally a portal, and that is why you need to keep it warm and open, so you yourself can access that light. And if you can't really trust anything that is outside of you unless your third eye, also known as pineal gland, that's another story, and your heart and your stomach, which is your third brain, all those together are vibrating. You can tell if your mother comes along and talks to you, whether it's your real mother or someone imposing an imposter, you know, like a clone or robot, whatever. You would know. You can literally smell other people, literally smell them. You would know that something is not right. This is not mom. So when you're managing to pull yourself through this, because the hypercube, in the heart of this hypercube, where there is nothingness or the void, this little keyhole that we are afraid of, which you could also is symbolized by arachne, the spider which is in the middle of the web. That's the illusion. Beautiful, isn't it? Grandmother spider. Well, in the middle of that spider, there she is, and we literally, some of us fear her. She's creepy. She like eat us and drink us, and looking into a black hole, quantum singularity. It's creepy. But this is where the transmutation of your soul is. So if you're, you know, if you lose your body, let's say you lose your body, and your mind is in a very dark mindset, you're going to get stuck in one of the lower vibrations. Now, I wish I had all the answers for you, whoever you are out there. But the goal is quite simple. That is to move into what they know as Buddhic or Krishna conscious, Christ consciousness. They are both apparently a little bit different. Buddhic is more masculine, that Krishna is more about compassion. They are both correct. We are supposed to have Shiva Shakti balanced within us. And the secret here, I want to talk a little bit about it here, but you see the Egyptians, they hold this Libra, this weight, where heart is in this side and the pluma is in the other. So this is how light your heart needs to be in order for you to escape the hypercube. So can you remember when you were a baby, before people started to tell you, put things in labels? That's a window, that's good, that's bad, that's John, he's a piece of shit, that's Jane, she's nice. After some time, you will have a web of lies around you, and you will focus on those lies, and you are lost, my darling, into the hypercube. It's the illusion. The focus is within. And if you are interested, I can tell you a few things, because you know, I cannot sit here and tell you that I'm an ascended master, but I've been there a few times in this lifetime, where I've seen for myself what kind of state of mind ascended master are in. But I'm being pulled back every time for a reason. And today I learned about that reason. And yeah, it is not easy if you already have ascended a few times and then come back here. because there are entities here that you love so much. Even you think you hate them, in reality, hate and love is the same thing. So there's a higher version of you that wants to come back and pull your baby with you back home. I'm not going to talk too much about it because I'm gonna cry. The people you think you hate, you need to wake up. You don't really hate them. That's the illusion. And they will keep you stuck here. And don't get me wrong, this entity that is attached to you, which is a false programming. Yes, you are, your mind is artificial and you are a biological software, you're a biological computer. What is the only thing that is really real with you is the consciousness, which is pure love. Actually, it's pure love in all its facets and form, which you have come down here to experience and learn about and forget, so you can ascend again. What's the reason for this? I don't know what's the reason for the Big Bang. If we all had such a great time, well, apparently to Mr. Hans Wilhelm, we are being sent out to go to college now and then. And some people here on earth are still in kindergarten, unfortunately. And those who are in kindergarten, they would look at me and they would say, look at this woman, she looks like a witch, or she does this or she does that, she must be fucking crazy, haha. Those who are in a kindergarten vibration are not capable of, like the ant, recognize vibrations that are far above them. That does not make enlightened beings better than someone else. It makes someone are young, 5 years old, and someone are 40. The one is not better than the other. But we cannot judge people who are stupid and say they are stupid, although it's a contradiction, isn't it? Truths are usually half-truths, and everything is a paradox. This is the Kybalion, a very known knowledge of the Kybalion. So we are living in a paradox, you know. So there is always a part of you that wants to frame things and label things as stupid or idiot. Be a little bit careful of that, because you're trapping yourself into the dimension of duality, which is symbolized by the High Priestess in the Tarot cards. That's why she sits like this, or she's reading a book, and she has Boaz and Jacqueline beside her, which is also a very typical Masonic symbol. Okay, I'm going to quit here because we're already up in 38 minutes. I hope that some of you can have any use of this information. I want to show to you before we block off there. These are supposed to be the evil spirits of Croatia, but have a look at some of the maps that are being given out to us. That I advise you to try and learn a little bit about spirit science, because this, yeah, if you're sticking to the establishment and the bullshit they are feeding you with about spinning molecules, and I won't go there. It is all about awareness, and I would like to. I started my studies as very young, but I really woke up when I was 16 actually. But I was still an idiot and narcissistic monster until I was at least in my end of the 30s. A bitch, so to speak. I had knowledge about all sorts of things, and yet I had no control. I had a certain control, but I would be very explosive and irritated for a long time until I realized what it is that was the button that made me explosive. And that's how I got released. That does not mean that, oh, we're all good now, we're good to go. Still work to do here. Catch you on the flip side. Namaste.